For my final project here, we will be going over Waleska Creamery. This is an ice cream shop in my small college town in Waleska, Georgia. We are very, very popular in our local town, and we have very loyal customers all throughout the school year, as well as in the summer months. So let's go through this. So I'm the supply chain manager. My name is Nick. We have five main topics to talk about today. We have our monthly predicted forecast, which will be each gallons of ice cream that we have to order per month, our methods of forecasting this, our low and our high seasons, our market demands, as well as changes from our previous forecast. So market demands would be our overall market, including the population of students versus residents, as well as events and such. So here's our overview. We have about 2,000 students and 2,000 in the population, as well as around 1,500 students. I need to adjust the 1,200 here. Our average person consumption is 20 scoops per year, which is plenty, as we are a very popular ice cream shop in our town. Like I said, our local weather is very warm for the most part. We are in the south, we are in Georgia, and we are very popular with ice cream. So, competition wise, good thing about being in a small town is that we have zero competition within near 10 miles, as we have a very, very, very small population of people around, and a tradition of serving ice cream to these people of Waleska. So for events here, I'm not sure where it's cut off, but there's campus gatherings, sporting events, high school events, and more. So pool events in the summer, catering. For the next slide, we'll be going over our predicted monthly forecast in gallons. So as we can see here, there is three main seasons. We have a deep winter season where we are very low on the amount of gallons we order per month. And then we have our main summer season, which is pretty popular. And then we have our booming going back to school time, as well as ending springtime. So I will explain for January through December why each month is the way it is. So obviously, self-explanatory. January, February, people are not that around the ice cream shops much because they are already freezing, so they won't want ice cream, and that is what we've had to deal with. We've come to some events like basketball games and such, so that is why we have those gallons that we have. For March, things start getting a little more popular. People start coming around. We have baseball games going on. We have birthday parties, private events, catering, and whatnot. April, May, June, all the way up till June, there is school. And then when school gets out in June, it is still a deep summer month. So we have a warmer stretch here from April to June, like I said. And then we go into the deep months of July, August, and September. So July, we have all the events that we could have for summer that are outside of school. So catering, foot traffic, even the school events like gatherings or Bible studies or all those things. So we keep that in mind here, pool parties. And then August. August is when everyone comes back from home and wants our shop. Our shop is very popular in the Waleska area, and everyone wants to come back when they come back to school. So September, as well as that, same thing. People are still coming back, still enjoying the novelty of the ice cream shop. October starts dying down a little more, but we're still pretty well in demand for that stretch, considering the weather. And then November and December, we're back to our dry, cold seasons. So not much there other than those school events. The forecasting methods used, there's three main methods discussed as we learned in class. So there's a naive, cumulative, and moving. The naive is it reacts immediately. It is like whatever demand changes, that chart will change exactly to it. So obviously the con of that would be not considering seasonality or long-term patterns, as I wrote down. So it could be very harmful for our business, especially since ice cream runs on seasons. Cumulative is a middle ground, it runs on both. So it does ignore recent changes and seasonal spikes, which happen a lot for us. So let's say we have a lot of pool parties, or there's a playoff event at the school, then we might get screwed over on that. And then here's the moving. So the main one we used here, obviously we had to take all into consideration. Like the naive, for example, is a baseline. The moving is very important to have. It considers all things like sharp changes and twists in demand. So, forecasting methods used. So we use these three methods, as I mentioned in the last slide. We use these three methods to come up with a median, a hybrid solution, if you will, for Waleska Creamery, as we have super different events and times of year where things change. Teams make it to playoffs where others don't, and there's campus events some years that there's not on others. So we make sure that we have a very hybrid and extra supply. So using this business knowledge over the last few years of being the supply chain manager, I know that we do have to order extra even when we don't use it, to make sure that we keep supplied. And ice cream does go bad, so unfortunately we do have to write that in as a loss for some of those ice creams that we don't sell. So last but not least, we have our changes from the original forecasting. So in the original forecasting, when you look at a ice cream business, you put the summer months at the top and you put the winter months at the bottom, which is kind of true, which is what we did. But we didn't consider the fact that there was school and that there was events and all this stuff, right? So, and that it's a small town. So we put that idea with the idea that we have an ice cream shop that is still ice cream and is still cold dessert that people don't want year round for the most part. We put these two ideas together to create a mean, right? So that's where it comes in with the three separate methods of forecasting. So we put these together and we made a hybrid solution, rather than last time where we just made, okay, warm months, the warmest month, the more gallons, the colder month, the least gallons. So that is what we changed from the last one. This project has helped me a lot learning about unique situations instead of just throwing a random number on a chart just because the data shows it. Sometimes the data doesn't show everything, and you have to use your business knowledge and the business knowledge of your own business, to be exact, to decipher and determine what your business needs. And no one would know that but yourself in your own business. So to wrap up this project, Waleska Creamery will be booming and back in great business like they always are. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.